right, continuing with an excerpt from Wendi Adelson's. This is our story, more about attorney Lily, and I'll be reading from chapter 6, Lily. So I quickly learned that North Florida would not be what I had expected. I found myself waking up each morning repeating to myself, Lily, everything is okay. You love Josh. You chose this change. You are not a victim. Josh definitely helped, or tried to. He found a website called morethanyoumightthink.com and would send me little clips from its bounty of cultural wonders available for viewing and attending in Hiawassee Springs. Our conversation went something like this. Hey, Lily, I have a great idea. Let's go to the Hiawassee Springs Museum on Thursday night for a sewing group, or we could go to a watercolor class at the local community college this weekend. It might be fun. It might have been. I tried. I went to the sewing party, and it turns out you really needed to know how to sew beforehand. I guess that makes sense. Not one to handle free time well. I took a job with the local Immigrants Justice Center of the Big Bend. Much like other decisions I made once we decided to move to the Panhandle, I am not sure what inspired the choice. I think my past desires to do some kind of do-gooder law had long been squeezed out of me by my law firm. I didn't have a particular interest in immigration or immigrants, but I had heard people on TV and the radio, and my cousin Hal, who unfortunately is a blood relation, rant and rave about illegal immigrants for quite some time. Between you and me, when I signed up for the job, I didn't know the first thing about immigration law. Mainly, I just needed a job to occupy my time, and it was basically the only one available just then. Type A personalities like mine don't really jibe well with free time. Shouldn't we always be doing something? I had made a good bit of money at the law firm, but we had spent most of my savings on the wedding and the move. I suppose I could have sat around and done absolutely nothing for at least a few months, given the low cost of living in the Big Bend, but I hate it when I don't have anything to do, and Josh still had gobs of loans to pay off from his many years of graduate school. So I sent my resume around and found the first place that would hire me, the IJC. I quickly realized that I would be the only immigration lawyer for a span of about 300 miles, providing free legal services. Day one proved that I had gone to law school and had already represented a handful of big, important corporations. I didn't know squat about immigration law, and there wasn't another lawyer around for miles and miles to teach me. So I decided that rather than rely on the IJC's malpractice insurance and just have a go at it, I would sit down during the fabulously free nights that Josh and I had in Hiawassee Springs and just start learning. It definitely took more than a few months to come close to anything I would call competent, but I started to make heads or tails of what legal remedies existed for immigrants who found themselves in North Florida. I was ready for business. First, I had the drop-ins, the people doing construction around town who saw the shingle we hung outside that read free legal services in English and Spanish and decided our help was in their budget. I met young men of all ages from many different countries in Central and Latin America who just could not get over the gringa who spoke Spanish, no matter how many times I told them that my mom's family was from Argentina and that my maternal grandparents basically raised me while my mom was working. They just couldn't believe it.